Into the WTIM morning show. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host, and I'm glad to be here with you all on this great Tuesday. Let's thank our sponsors that make this show possible: People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. In my studio with me now is Amanda Cunningham, the 4-H Youth Development Program Coordinator. How are you today, Amanda?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing super well. Thank you so much for being here today with me. How are those 4-Hers? How have they been?
They've been doing good. We're getting into the new 4-H year, and we've been dealing with our award applications. We get actually Friday night. We get to give out our awards because we have our achievement night. But no, they've been doing good. Yeah, Saturday we had an event in Litchfield where all the kids could sign up if they wanted to in our unit, which is, Jersey, Macoupin, Montgomery, and Christian. And we did some officer training. So if kids are officers in their club, they got to learn some valuable skills to help them be an officer. That's what we did Saturday.
Sure. Nothing new over there for the 4-Hers. Always building up these kids to do great things someday. And it's really awesome to hear about all the great things they're doing. Awards going out soon to these kids. Is these all the summer showing that was done, projects and all that?
No, this is our experience award application. So it goes through everything they've done within that 4-H year, and they put it on an award application. And we have participation, which we don't have any of those this year, but we have some bronze, silver, gold. Some are we have 3 kids moving on for state awards to get emeralds, probably, most likely. So the state gets to grade those, but I pass those on to the state
I'm
level.
sure it's quite a portfolio you build of their year's worth of projects.
Oh yeah, this is over everything they do within the year. If they do it with their club, they do it with the county, they do it with the unit, they do it with the state, they can put it on that award application.
So awesome here. And 4-H always coming to us with great programs, great events, fun things for the kids to do. Before we even get into all the great events coming our way soon, if a youngin wants to be a 4-Her out there, how can their parents get them involved?
They can get in contact with me, and I can get them in contact with a club that's closest to them or the area they want to be in. I can get them some information like packets wise and everything, so they can get a Spark book, a few things. I can try to get them on their way to anything. They point them in the right direction.
Sure, totally. And if they want to reach you, Miss Amanda Cunningham, how can they?
They can reach me at the office by the phone, or they can email me. My email is cunn2014@illinois.edu.
Perfect. If you don't remember that, it's fine. You'll find it at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com with the story after this, or you can find it over on the 4-H website. That's awesome. But Amanda, I'd love to talk about these great events coming our way soon. The soonest one coming up is November 3rd, the Clover Bud Camp. It sounds super fun. Tell me about this.
We're doing a camp on a Saturday, which is the 3rd of November. It's just for kids that are Clover Bud age, which is 5 to 7 years old. They're not quite old enough to actually compete in things, but they're getting their feet wet and they're learning a little more before they actually start like going to the fairs and things like that. But we're going to be doing things like a little bit of arts and crafts. We're going to we're going to be teaching them how to move up, like say if they buy a flower or plant at the store, moving them into a pot and potting them. And then we're going to be doing a little bit of information, learning about animals and things like that. Just some fun stuff the kids can do. And then we're going to be feeding them lunch too while we have them. So
very fun, very fun. I remember the Clover Buds now that it all is coming back to me. They're the younger ones that when we went out to that 4-H, the Shelby County 4-H fair, I got to meet some of these Clover Buds, and they could not have been more excited to be a 4-Her. I'm glad to know that there is programs for even younger kids out there and getting them started. You said getting their feet wet, and yeah, it's doing things agriculturally. You just mentioned potting plants and stuff like that, and these other events that we'll talk about today. It's more than just agriculture. But do you really focus on the agriculture side of things with the Clover Buds?
No, not necessarily. Like we can do in some like horticulture, like gardening. That's a whole section. They're not quite old enough to be dealing with the sewing machines yet or anything, but like crafts that's a part of any of our visual arts stuff. So it's like there's so much. They can just learn things that are at their skill level at the time, and then that way they can get prepared for later on.
Totally. And they probably have an older brother or sister that have done it before. That's why that's usually their inspiration. It seemed to me when I talk to them, they're like, well, I want to do these projects that my older brother is doing. So that's always really fun. Clover Bud Camp this November 3rd. Times can be found where?
You can come and look at any of our events on our website, which is extension.illinois.edu/cjmm/4-h dot not dot but sorry dash Christian dash county.
Yeah, it's it's quite how URLs work out there. They're not the best. If you just typed in extension.illinois CJMM 4H Christian County, it'll take you there. I'm
Yep,
sure
you
it'll
can
take you.
Google Christian County 4-H and it'll take you right to this website.
Perfect. And then all the other information can be found there about all of these awesome events. We just talked about the Clover Bud camps for ages 5 to 7, and that's out in Pana.
It is in Pana. It's going to be at the Pana United in Faith Church.
Cool, awesome. And use the outdoor grounds there and the inside.
We'll be inside. It's out there by the fairgrounds, the Pana Tri-County Fairgrounds. That's that church there. We are going to be there that day. But a lot of our activities do take place at our office.
Do you know what lunch is that day?
It's probably going to be hot dogs.
Fun. Hey, that's going to be a crowd pleaser over there for the 5 to 7-year-olds. Who doesn't like hot dogs? That's going to be fun. Clover Bud Camp this coming up November 3rd. Sounds like it's going to be a fun time. Anything more for Clover Bud Camp before we move?
I don't think so. That's pretty much it.
Awesome. All right. So coming up next, November 9th, not as exciting as the Clover Bud Camp, but very important. It's the committee meeting. Now, can any ages go to this, and what will be done at the committee meeting?
We can you can be a parent of a 4-H'er. You can be somebody that's just in the community and have opinions about 4-H. You can be a 4-H member, which means 8 and up. I mean, if you have ideas and you want to just get you're involved and to what's coming up and give that's what we're going to be doing. This isn't designed to help me give you the 4-H'ers what they want and need. That's just, and I think every county has one. We're just trying to get one reestablished back.
Of course. Is this a quarterly, yearly type of committee meeting?
It could be quarterly, it could be monthly.
Yeah.
We can go over that the first meeting.
Sure. Awesome. And those things can be figured out first meeting, like you just said. And kiddos could bring this an opportunity for them to say, hey, I want this project to be involved. Is that type of something that could be involved?
I mean, it could be things like what kind of workshops they'd like to see. They can about what they would like to see at the fair, different things like that. Or even the prizes given at the fair, things like that.
Very cool. All right. The committee meeting November 9th. Anyone can attend that. Is that at your office?
It will be at our office.
All right. Awesome. Sounds like if you want to get anything out to the 4-H'ers and have your opinions out, it sounds like a good place to do that. And yeah, that'll be November 9th. Really awesome. Now we're moving into a new event class coming up here, and we're going to get people educated at a young age. November 9th, the banking class workshop. We talked a little bit about this in the past, but 4-H is really moving into events that, not just agriculture, not robotics, and, getting even into more life skills right here. The banking class. Tell me about this.
We did this back in September. We're going to be doing it again because we had more interest in it that just could not be at that first one. So we are opening it back up. It's just teaching kids the basics of how to write a check, read a bank statement, balance a checkbook, things like they're going to need to know. And it's directly out of our 4-H curriculum in one of our books. So, I mean, I am just going to be teaching them basics of it and how to do it themselves.
Wow. I think I might be attending that one because these are weird things that aren't covered in school. I went through all my years of high school. Yeah, I guess not anymore. But writing a check and balancing your bank statements, it's not an easy thing. What is that? What ages is this for?
It is going to be from 13 to 18.
Okay, yeah, perfect range right there. Getting through high school, maybe even entering a career around that time, and you're absolutely going to need this. You said this had some great traction last time you guys had it in September. Did you expect that for a banking class?
I thought that maybe this is something the parents might make their kids do because they do need to know it. But I had a pretty decent turnout last time. I mean, I had 6 kids that came and did it, and I have already several signed up for it to do it again. So it's definitely useful information. That's the key. I want to be able to build these kids to help them succeed in what they do.
Without a doubt. And it does sound a bit like an event where mom says you have to go, but I'm sure they took out the valuable pieces that they needed to, and they're probably thanking their parents that they did go. Amanda, we're going to take our short little break here, but before we do, all these events that we're talking about can be found one more time where at?
On our website. It'd be Christian County 4-H. You can just Google that. It's probably going to be easier than me to read you the URL, but you can also get the URL on our Facebook page.
Perfect. Yeah, we will get out the full URL at the end of this one. But right now I'm sitting down with Amanda Cunningham, 4-H Youth Development Program Coordinator. It's been a great conversation so far. We got some more events to talk about when we come back. I'm your host, Tim Zalabak. You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show. Don't go anywhere.
Your information station, WTIM.
They're back. No, not the kids in school, but some great flavors of farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy milks. Enjoy salted caramel milk with 7 grams of protein, or chocolate and peanut butter milk with 9 grams of protein. Both come in handy 16-ounce, easy-to-carry sizes. Well, when the kids come home, give them these great flavored milks from your farmer-owned dairy. Prairie Farms Dairy. They're in your grocery or convenience store dairy case.
I'm Jeff Grimmett, Assistant Vice President at People's Bank and Trust in Taylorville. People's Bank and Trust is proud to sponsor Taylorville Junior High School Students of the Month on all of the WTIM platforms.
I'm Alyssa Bunting, the 5th grade Student of the Month. My parents are Tina Chamness and Mark Bunting. School subjects I enjoy include social studies, science, art, and music. After school, I'm considering astronomy as a career.
Congratulations to these students on this honor from People's Bank and Trust. We put people first every day at People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
This is Randall J. Miller, president of the Miller Media Group. We're proud to bring you another Business of the Month spotlight to recognize an area business for their contributions to their town's employment and community service.
The Miller Media Group has named Taylorville Home Source Design Center on East Park as its Business of the Month. Owner Rick White, a Taylorville native, came back to town after living in Florida for many years. He and wife Kathy opened Taylorville Home Source on West Spresser almost 19 years ago. They moved to a larger location just under 3 years ago, offering Taylorville and South Central Illinois a greatly expanded selection of in-stock product. They also do in-house design for every customer.
We at the Miller Media Group take this time to recognize this local business as our Business of the Month. And we hope you'll use this business and other local businesses that keep our economy going every day. Spending dollars local makes sense.
Computer Techniques, also known as CTI, is bringing fiber internet to local homes and businesses. For lag-free internet with speeds up to 1 gig, find out more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
I'm Jeff Likes with Westervelt Mutual Insurance Company. We know what service means and have for over 100 years. Whether an existing or potential customer, learn what local service means. Find an agent near you by clicking the Westervelt Mutual icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host. Joining me today is Amanda Cunningham, 4-H Youth Development Program Coordinator. We've had a great conversation so far. Let's thank our sponsors that make this show possible. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. We're covering all types of events coming to the 4-H of Christian County just in these next couple of months here. The first one, November 3rd, Clover Bud Camp for kids ages 5 to 7. It's going to be a fun one. Then November 9th, a special committee meeting where, it's the first one for the year, Amanda, or is this the first one for the year?
Yes.
Awesome. And then you can go there to say anything you need to about 4-H. If you want a new program involved, a new event you'd like to see, that's the place to do it. That's November 9th. And also on November 9th, a banking workshop for the 4-Hers. It'll be a good one, bringing all types of very valuable classes to the kiddos. And before we get into our next ones, what does it mean to give out these amazing programs to kids that, might not receive that education in class, Amanda? What does that mean?
I mean, there's lots of life skills involved, but there's also things that they're interested in, and they may not have that direct opportunity to be able to learn it at school or at home. So if they come to these workshops, they can have fun is the most important thing, but then they can use it and take it forward in their life and just take it with them. Yeah. That's the whole point.
Without a doubt. It sounds like they're all very, very valuable. And let's move on to our next one, which is another trait that you might not learn in school, but it's good to know. It's a sewing workshop on November 16th. Tell me about the sewing workshop.
This one is just going to be pretty much a basic sewing. We're just going to be making homemade pillows. Just about throw pillows we can put on our couch for pretty easy workshop, but we're going to be able to learn how to use our sewing machines and get it done. And it's just a good skill to have. I wish I was a little bit better at it. I mean, I can do this one. This is a workshop I definitely could do, but I'm terrible at hand stitching. So I bet you some of these kids are way better at that than I am.
And not an easy skill at all. I took sewing in 8th grade. I was one of 3 boys in the entire sewing class. Glad I took it though. I mean, I learned a sewing machine, learned to hand stitch a little bit. Will sewing machines be provided at the office?
Yes,
awesome.
We will have sewing machines.
Great. Do not need to lug around your big sewing machine. This is another great skill yet again to learn, and taught by you once again.
Sorry.
Is it taught by you?
Yeah, I will be there. I'm gonna probably have somebody coming in and helping me as well, but just because we want to have, and the parents are welcome to stay. They are definitely welcome to stay with their kids. They do not have to just drop them off and leave.
Sure. And throw pillows this time around. Hopefully those can chill out on the living room couch, even if they don't match the everything they got going over in that house. But throw pillows for this first one. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing throw pillows. Is there any for a sewing workshop, maybe a part 2 where you guys expand on the throw pillow?
We might be able to do another one come in the spring with sewing, but I'm not quite there yet. But that's also part of the committee meeting. They can tell me what they want to do.
Yeah, we want another sewing class. That'd be awesome. That's the type of thing to get out there at the committee meeting November 9th. But we were just talking November 16th, sewing workshop. It's going to be super fun. And that one is at the office.
Yes.
Okay, very, very fun. Our next event here, we only got about 3 minutes left, but we're going to get them in. December 2nd, a virtual farm safety class. Now, this one's important for these 4-Hers that spend a lot of time on the farm. Tell me about this one.
This one's just going to be teaching basic safety about what to watch for, what not to watch for on the farm, to keep themselves safe. Just be like how about equipment, or they're walking around when the equipment's moving, what you need to know, things like that, like basic safety.
Anything off the top of your head? You just mentioned, being careful around big machinery, but any weird things, loose clothing, you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, I mean, some of these kids are small enough they're not going to be working with this the heavy equipment, but it's mostly like, see if a tractor's moving, you pay attention to where they're going, because they're in a big high equipment, they may not be able to see you. So that's a lot of it. And like how they have slow moving signs, things like that.
This it seems basic. It seems like it's easy to know, but these are things that you might not think about there. I didn't think about that. You don't want to get too close. They're way up high. They might not see you. You could find yourself in a tough situation there. That's the virtual farm safety class on December 2nd. And like I said, it's virtual. That's online. Same link that you can go to find it. What does that look like?
Yep. You can register online. And when you register, you'll get a Zoom link to join that Zoom meeting when that time comes.
Perfect. Awesome. And it can get a little weird with the virtual classes, but it sounds like there's going to be an easy way to get involved in that one. That's on December 2nd, the virtual farm safety class. For our final event we're talking about today, this one sounds fun. December 5th, the candle pouring workshop. Candle pouring, it's no easy task. Tell me about this one.
I have a lady from Ramsey, actually, that's going to be teaching the class, because that's what she does. She makes candles. So she does them for parties. So she's coming in and she's going to do candle pouring with the kids, and I'll be there obviously as well to help her out. But yeah.
Perfect teacher for this one, it sounds like. Now, when it comes to materials, you're going to need your glass jar. You're going to need your wick. Is 4-H providing all that?
The lady that's doing the workshop, there is a fee at registration, but that'll cover all that. So.
Oh, even better there. That's the candle pouring workshop on December 5th, and everything's going to be involved there. Just upon your sign up, you'll get everything you need to make a candle. Amanda, we're pretty much out of time here, but I really appreciate you for coming in today. And can you read off that URL for everyone? I know it's tough. Just one more time.
It's extension.illinois.edu/4/Christian-county.
It's a whole lot up there. Amanda, we really appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That's Amanda Cunningham, 4-H Youth Development Program Coordinator. My name's Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you all for listening.